Welcome back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and tonight's video is actually my thoughts on the whole Ezra Mam situation, where unfortunately for Mam, he's in a bit of strife at the moment. Obviously, could be facing a sack, could be staying at the Broncos, could be receiving a good behaviour bond, who knows, but yeah, look, a lot's going to happen, unfortunately, for him over the next couple of days and weeks, but it's all for the right reasons, I reckon. So yeah, we'll see what happens, eh? But as always, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, all the support again is greatly appreciated, so do appreciate it a lot. And yeah, thanks for all the new subscribers. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, look, obviously a tough situation to be in, but obviously and ultimately he'll understand that he's at fault here as a professional athlete. So you can't really do certain things while you're in the spotlight, but we'll get more into it right now. Can I just start by saying what a downfall and what a fall from grace it has been for Ezra Mam. Now, I don't like kicking people down while they're down, and I'm not doing that at all. But I'm just saying, though, from being a grand final hero in a losing side, scoring a hat trick and having a great 2023 breakout season, to then go and for 2024 go and then, yeah, just be in the spotlight constantly for the wrong reasons and just reasons that, yeah, just, I don't know, kind of ruin his character, I guess. I mean, now, obviously, the whole Vegas thing, the whole racism thing back in Vegas, obviously that's not his fault. But again, in the spotlight, he's probably his career changed a little bit from that sort of saga. So, that didn't help him, obviously, at the start of the year. But that can't be an excuse for what's happened as of recent, obviously. But yeah, I'm just saying, though, it's been a tough year for Mam. Like, honestly, what he's been through, like, he's been through a ride this year. Because go to Bali a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week after or a few weeks after the NRL regular season finished, I think during finals, he and Reece Walsh went to Bali together, and I saw on the Instagram stories that they're having a good time and whatever, and as any NRL player would, of course, it's Bali. Like, everyone loves going to Bali. I wish I can go, but I'm not gonna do it this year. But but yeah, I think what happened was that whole phone incident. I think a fan, now correct me if I'm wrong, someone, but I think a fan wanted to have a photo with both Ezra Mam and Reece Walsh. And when the fan was having a photo with Reece Walsh, Mam snatched his phone or something and broke it, I think. Who knows why? I mean, that's stupid, but who knows why again? But that's part of the story I know from there. And then, yeah, not even a few weeks later, I think only a couple of days after, literally gets into a car accident with an Uber driver with a mother and a child who's only 4 years old. And I tell you what, he's very lucky to not kill them, because if they were dead, well, I think we'll look at some deeper things going forward for his future, that's for sure. But again, the whole outcome of that second test for drugs and whatever, that's going to be a real interesting outcome for what that is, because he was already positive on that first test, which is already looking bad for him. But on that second test, that will determine what does happen, I think. And obviously, Michael Maguire, the new Broncos coach, is yet to speak to him and will, apparently, about how he got himself into that situation and how can he change for the better. Look, there's every chance I reckon Broncos will keep him because he's a good player, and obviously, there's not. I guess he is talented. Like, don't get me wrong, he is talented, but he kind of got a bit exposed this year without Adam Reynolds. Like, I feel like he just could not step up by himself without Reynolds there. Like, that was the ugly side of what I saw from Mam this year. He just doesn't seem to get involved enough without Reynolds. But look, putting that to a side, like, we're not talking about his footy, we're talking about his future for a minute here. But I just think, though, like, whether the Broncos talk to him and whether Broncos do give him advice going forward, I feel like just, being in the spotlight, taking drugs and driving an unlicensed vehicle, seriously, like, that's what makes it worse. Like, look, not to just make accusations or anything, I'm sure there's plenty of NRL players out there who take stuff and keep it behind the doors, what I'm saying? Unfortunately, a few players in the past, like Latrell, Addo Carr, A few others have all, I guess, unfortunately have leaked, footage themselves doing it, or just, been exposed pretty quickly to it, in the spotlight of taking drugs. And unfortunately, Mam driving an unlicensed vehicle while taking drugs makes the whole situation from bad to worse because, you know, I just don't know what he's thinking, but because if he's taking drugs, then, obviously, first of all, it's illegal and whatever, but like to drive a car right after unlicensed and yeah, I mean that's his call. Like he didn't get pushed to do any of that. That's his call at the end of the day. But yeah, no, look what he's done is obviously really bad, and I feel like if Broncos are smart about this, because Broncos are, I'll be honest here, Broncos are one of the most worst cultured clubs in the competition. Their culture sucks. It sucks because how many incidents have we seen similar to this, or plenty of players getting into trouble and whatever at the Broncos. So a culture shift has to change. Whether Dave Donaghy, you know, pulls the trigger and sacks Mam, that could be a good example to set for all the other players to make sure that they stay in line and don't do what Mam's done, or, right, we're going to make a culture change here. We're going to change things around because our culture for the last 4 or 5 years has not been acceptable, and we need to make a change. That's what Dave Donaghy could do when he sacks Mam. That does happen. So he's setting an example going forward. But there's also that sympathy side too, I see, to it. Like they'll keep Mam and put him through that rehabilitation process, like he's going through right now for drugs and alcohol. I think he's going through it right now. And yeah, that obviously will help him, I feel like, but again, he literally injured a mother and their 4-year-old kid, and the Uber driver, I don't know what happened to him, but anyway, like the fact that they've all got burn marks and from the seatbelts and whatever, and the 4-year-old has a fractured hip as well in that car accident, and that's a professional player, doing all that. I know accidents happen, but that's not an accident. Like literally, he was cooked. And unfortunately, he made the decision to drive that car unlicensed too. He would have known that before he got into the vehicle and started driving. So ultimately, he's just fucked himself around. Like, I'm not going to swear too much, but that's obviously what he's done. He's fucked himself around. So, consequences have to happen, I feel like. Like, that's just what I'm going to say. Like, I feel like consequences have to be set in place here. If Broncos want to, stamp this bullshit culture out and want to make a change for the better, then maybe sacking Ezra Mam's the way to go, and maybe, good things will come off that because they're setting an example for the younger players coming through. And obviously, Mam's like 21 or 20 or something. He's very young still, but yeah, I mean, still, I guess as you're an NRL player and you're a professional to be, exposed to the spotlight now, you can't do too many stupid things, and that's the issue of our game sometimes. Some players can't handle the fact that they're that big. They get out there and do things that they shouldn't be doing, and they just got to be a bit more responsible, which Mam has not been at the moment. So I don't know. I feel like Broncos should sack him, in my personal opinion. That's what I'll do. Yeah, that second test. I can't say too much until that second test comes out, because once that second test comes out, the police will look into it. Like, if it comes back positive and whatever, and then I think that will become a police matter, and then the courts and the police will all, I guess, decide what his fate will be. If it's negative, which I don't know if it will be or not, but if it is, just for example, well, the Broncos will definitely make sure it gets worked on by the right people around him, and they'll definitely get the best rehab and help for Mam possible ahead of the 2025 season. But again, he could still go. If he's negative, the Broncos could still sack him, because they may not accept the fact what he's done is right, and it's not. So we'll see what they do. But it's been a tough year for Mam. It really has been. Like, I've just been really shocked to see how far he's fallen as a person and as a player. Again, I don't like talking negative about players live, but like, it's a reality thing, like, you gotta sometimes look at it and go, what the hell has phone died there, so excuse that. But as I was saying, you gotta question what's happened sometimes. We've seen this story before so many times. Like, there's this prodigy, and like, most highly touted prodigy in this area, the most highly touted junior we've had in a long time. Oh, this guy's going to be the long-term replacement, or this guy's going to be a gunner for this club, or that club over there. So again, like, we see these players with so much talent, literally get the hype they deserve, but then to only just ruin it by doing something so stupid, and takes one or two things and then that's their career done. So Mam's got to be careful here, but again, he may not be safe, even if he is negative. Now, Broncos sack him. I think another club will pick him up probably. It depends if the NRL will give him a couple of months off or a year ban potentially, if that's what they decide to do. But yeah, I just feel like Mam and the Broncos, their relationship's about to break very soon, I reckon. I just can't see it working going forward, in all honesty. It'll take Mam a long road to get back to where he should be, but yeah, man, I don't know. I just have a feeling that it's not going to end well. That's all. But we'll see. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please be sure to, as always, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Love the support. Appreciate it heaps. And yeah, just let me know what you think about the whole Mam situation. It's a very messy one, that's for sure. But please let me know what you think and what you'd do. So yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your night.